Imagine waking up one morning and realizing your world has no texture. You see, but you don't feel. You hear, but you don't understand where the sound comes from. Your body exists, but it feels disconnected, like your soul's Bluetooth lost connection. That's life without senses. They're not just inputs, they're your only interface with reality, the fragile Wi-Fi between you and existence. So today, let's walk through the human senses, the obvious ones, the hidden ones, and the ones you didn't even know you used every second of your life. And by the end, you might realize that you've never truly been in your body until now. Sight, the illusion machine. Let's start with the celebrity of the senses. Vision, the diva, the one we trust the most, and the one that lies to us constantly. You don't actually see with your eyes, you see with your brain. Your eyes just collect photons of raw data, and your brain does the Photoshop job. Color grading, sharpening, perspective correction, and a generous filter of whatever you expect to see. That's why you don't notice your nose in your field of view, why you can't see your own blind spot, and why optical illusions work. Your brain is basically saying, I got this, don't overthink it. Vision eats up about half of your brain's processing power. That's how obsessed we are with seeing. But sight isn't reality, it's just your brain's best guess of it. When you stare at a sunset, it's not light you're seeing. It's memory, emotion, pattern, and survival instinct. Disguised as beauty, hearing, the time traveler. Now let's talk about hearing, the most emotional sense. You can close your eyes, you can't close your ears. Sound is time made physical. Every vibration that hits your eardrum is a moment that once existed. When music plays, your brain is literally predicting the future, half a second ahead of the beat. That's why we love rhythm. It makes us feel like we can predict something in a chaotic world. Hearing connects us to stories, language, connection. It's not just listening, it's feeling someone else's timeline touch yours. And that's why silence can feel deafening. When the world goes quiet, you're left with the sound of your own thoughts. The noisiest thing in existence. Smell. The memory trigger. Smell is the oldest sense. Evolution's dusty relic that still runs the nostalgia department. You can forget a face, a name, even a voice, but smell? Never. One whiff of rain on dry earth and suddenly you're 8 years old again, running barefoot through a summer storm. Your olfactory bulb connects directly to your amygdala and hippocampus, the parts of your brain that handle emotion and memory. That's why scents hit harder than heartbreak. Smell isn't just about perfume and food. It's identity. It's danger detection. It's instinct. When you smell smoke, your ancestors whisper, run. When you smell bread, they whisper, you're home. It's the sense that tells stories faster than language ever could. Taste, the judge of life. Next up, taste, the most judgmental of all senses. It decides what enters your body and what doesn't. The ultimate border patrol. We think of it as flavor, but taste is actually a bodyguard for survival. Sweet means energy. Bitter means poison. Salty means minerals. Umami means protein. And sour? That's your tongue's polite way of saying, this milk has seen things. But taste isn't just on your tongue. It's a group project with smell, texture, and temperature. That's why food tastes bland when you have a cold. And beyond survival, taste evolved into something deeper. Comfort, culture, love. A cup of tea isn't just warm liquid, it's emotional CPR. Touch, the proof of existence. Now the most underrated one? Touch. Without it, life loses its realism. Touch tells you that you exist. It's the first sense to develop in the womb and the last one to fade before death. Through skin, our largest organ, we decode pressure, temperature, pain, and pleasure. But beyond the biology, touch is emotional Wi-Fi. A hug releases oxytocin, slows your heartbeat, and literally changes your chemistry. Your body is a map of meaning. A gentle hand on your shoulder says what words can't. A lack of touch, on the other hand, can make your brain feel abandoned, like it's buffering in loneliness. Balance, the quiet guardian. You don't notice balance until it malfunctions. That moment when you stand up too fast and the world tilts. That's your vestibular system rebooting. Hidden in your inner ear are tiny crystals and fluid-filled canals that detect gravity and motion. They tell your brain which way is up, even in darkness. Balance keeps your world stable while your body constantly moves. It's the quiet, loyal friend who never gets credit, because when they do their job right, you forget they exist. But when balance fails, reality itself wobbles. That's when you realize stability isn't just physical, it's psychological. Pain, the reluctant teacher. We hate pain, but we'd be lost without it. It's not punishment, it's feedback. The body's way of saying, hey, that's not working out for us. People born without the ability to feel pain often end up seriously injured without realizing it. Pain teaches boundaries. It teaches respect for yourself. But emotional pain? That's trickier. Your brain uses the same circuitry for physical and emotional pain. Heartbreak literally hurts. It's your nervous system treating rejection like a wound, because to the body, disconnection is danger. Pain, in the end, is proof that you care about staying alive. Temperature, the invisible mood swing. Temperature doesn't just shape comfort, it shapes emotion. Warmth makes us generous. Cold makes us guarded. Psychologists call it embodied cognition, when physical sensations leak into your feelings. That's why holding a warm cup can make you rate someone as more friendly, and why cold weather makes loneliness feel colder. You don't just live in temperature, you feel through it. Proprioception, the sense of self. Try closing your eyes and touching your nose. You just used proprioception, your sense of where your body parts are without looking. It's the sense of being in yourself. Without it, you'd need to watch your hands just to move them. It's powered by sensors in your muscles and joints, constantly whispering your body's position to your brain. This is the sense that grounds you, that tells your consciousness, you live here. Without it, your mind would float, lost in coordinates. Interoception, the inner whisper. Now we're going inside, literally. Interoception is your awareness of your internal state: hunger, thirst, heartbeat, breath, anxiety. It's your inner narrator that says something's off. When you feel uneasy for no reason, that's interoception, picking up body signals your conscious mind hasn't decoded yet. People with strong interoception often have better emotional regulation because they feel their body's early warnings before emotions explode. It's not mind versus body, it's mind because of body. Time, the sixth and cruelest sense. And finally, time. Not the kind on clocks, but the kind your brain feels. Your sense of time is elastic. It speeds up when you're happy, stretches when you're bored, and collapses during trauma. It's why your childhood summers felt infinite and adulthood feels like a fast-forward montage. The brain doesn't measure time like a stopwatch, it measures change. Fewer new memories mean fewer markers in your brain's timeline. That's why routine makes time vanish and new experiences slow it down. In a way, your sense of time is your sense of life, and the faster it feels, the less of it you're truly living. The symphony of senses. The truth is, you don't have 5 senses. You have dozens, working like instruments in a single orchestra. Sight is the melody, touch is the rhythm, smell, the nostalgia, time, the conductor. Together, they compose your reality, your only proof that you exist in this moment, right here. But here's the twist. Your brain doesn't just receive reality, it creates it. When you dream, all your senses activate without a single molecule of the outside world involved. You can see, hear, feel, and taste things that don't exist, because in your brain they do. So what if the world isn't something you sense, but something you build from the inside out? Maybe you don't live in your senses. Maybe your senses live in you. If you ever feel numb, lost, or detached, come back to your senses. Feel the weight of the chair you're sitting on. Listen to the hum of the world around you. Smell the air, taste the now, because life isn't happening somewhere else. It's happening through you. Every heartbeat, every flicker of light, every shiver, every inhale, that's the universe proving you're still here. And maybe that's the most beautiful sense of all, the sense that you exist.